Hey, I'm Parker.
And I'm Kyle. And today we're doing the world's best wagyu brisket beef Wellington.
So let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. So you can see here we've got the brisket, and we've got the point here, and we've got the flat right here. And so we need to just work with the flat for this recipe. So we'll be cutting off the point, and we'll be kind of making this a little flatter too. So we'll need to cut off some of this fat. You do want about 1/4 inch of fat on the brisket most of the way over, just so it has something to cook with. And so we'll get this all cut up, and we'll see in a second. So what we need to do on the back of the brisket is we just need to kind of flatten it out. So we're going to be rolling this brisket up, and Parker will show you kind of what we need to do on the back side here. And I'll get the video. So you can kind of see what he's doing right there. You can see that.
I want to cut that piece off.
Seasoning, Parker here.
So we have the Killer Hawks BBQ sauce, seasoning. So I'm gonna put that on.
Season it pretty good all over it. And then we'll do it on both sides, and then this next one is the Killer Hogs AP seasoning. That's amazing stuff too, so that's good on that side. I'll go ahead and get this one going on this. It'll be all set on there. And then you just kind of give it a good old slapping.
Put some more of that sauce on it.
And then we're gonna flip it over, and we'll go ahead and do it again. So Parker, go ahead with yours. Good job.
Make sure you cover all of it.
Good. Yeah, that's perfect.
You want the flavor.
And we'll get this one on there, and we'll give it a good old slapping again. This is the side that has the 1/4 inch fat on it, so the back of the brisket. Okay, and then we'll flip it back over, and then we'll get, you want a good size, a good quality kielbasa. And so we're gonna go ahead and put 2, and these are a little smaller, but they're good quality.
Yeah.
And we'll go ahead and roll those in for this next part. So go ahead and get that in. And then you get this.
Amazing.
That smells so good. And then we'll get those strings next, and then bring that in a little bit more maybe. It's perfect. Good job.
Yum. Okay.
Yum. So then we'll go ahead and tie it up. No need for fancy knots or anything here.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and have them all tied. Just simple double knots are fine. And it smells so good. Okay, I want you to hold this together real quick, okay?
Okay, I'll hold that together.
Perfect. Up here where I'm tying.
Okay.
And then we'll get it all hog tied. Alright.
Looks delicious, doesn't it?
Smells so good.
Smells absolutely amazing.
So you can roast or bake or even grill this, but we're gonna do this using the sous vide method, and so we've got it into a baking bag, and we're gonna go ahead and seal the other end of it. So we'll get that in, and then we'll be putting it into that pot of water, and we'll show you that here shortly. All right, guys, so we're just about to put this brisket in the pot of water. We're using an Nova heat stick, and so we'll go ahead and put this in, and that heat stick will be set at 145, so it's important it needs to be set at 145 degrees.
Yes.
So we've got it, and that'll go ahead and cook now for 40 hours. It's almost 2 days.
So we're back here after about 40 hours. We just pulled the meat out, and we also saved the juice. You guys will also want to save the juice. So the next step is to dry it off with some paper towels, so we will have a better sear. See you in a little bit.
So here we are. We've got the brisket out here on the grill, and Parker's getting a good sear on it. Of course, you want to make sure it's been really dried really well, but we're gonna get it all seared and get all that liquid sealed inside. There's so much moisture inside of it, you don't need to worry about drying it out, but making sure it has a good sear is important. So anyhow, we'll see you soon.
As you can see, we have a lot of mushrooms here, so we're gonna get started chopping. You might as well have some fun with it. Like this. The reason you eat so many mushrooms is because they have a lot of moisture in them, so they really cook down.
All right. Alrighty, we'll get all these mushrooms in here. They're really gonna cook down. You don't need to add any oil to it or anything like that. But we will add a little bit of thyme and some fresh ground pepper here shortly.
As you can see, guys, I'm here and we've cooked this for about 6 minutes now, and I am going to put a teaspoon of thyme in here. It's about a teaspoon. And we'll see. And we'll also put some fresh ground pepper in here. So the next step is the assembly process. You want to serve it floured, and then you want to roll it out. And these are, you want 2 puff pastry, and you want to roll this out like this. And as you can see, you want to do it like almost like a clock. And then a little bit of egg yolk to seal the pastries.
All right, so now we are laying down the prosciutto on the pastry. We're gonna cover the entire pastry with prosciutto.
There we go. So the next step is to evenly cook the mushrooms over the prosciutto. Next, we are going to brush this egg yolk all over the edges of the puff pastry.
Right, so the next step is to take a high quality mustard and coat the outside of the brisket in its entirety. All right, so next we're going to go ahead and wrap our present, and you want to make sure that you get as much air out of the pastry as possible as you're rolling it. And then we'll pack the sides. And then we have some egg wash right here on the edge here just to seal it. So we'll get that all sealed like that. And then this side. Now we'll go ahead and put one final egg wash all over the puff pastry, and we'll get it completely covered. Now we'll go ahead and put in your knife cuts and act like you're Gordon Ramsay, getting all fancy with it. All right, so next you're gonna put it in the preheated oven at 400 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes.
We just took this out of the oven.
Yum.
Wow. I'm about to try this. Wow. That's amazing.
So awesome.
It truly is a really good piece of meat.